What if Deku had the Infinity Gauntlet? Part 1. Now, starting this off, I don't really know too much about the Infinity Gauntlet's powers, as I did watch Infinity War and Endgame. It was just confusing on the powers, so if you guys know all the powers to the Infinity Gauntlet, go ahead and just comment them down below, so I have a more understanding of the powers that it holds. Now, Izuku was born like any normal child, as he was just as happy and lively as any other child would, all up until his 4th birthday, where he was diagnosed as quirkless, as the quirk doctor looked into Inko's eyes with pure pity going down towards Izuku and says, "I'm sorry, ma'am. Your son appears to be quirkless. You see, he has these 2 toe joints, when usually a person with a quirk only has 1. Your son will never have a quirk and will never become a hero." As Izuku drops his All Might figure and says, "What? Never become a hero?" As Inko very hastily and violently picks up Izuku and walks out of the office very quickly. She throws Izuku into their car and drives back to their apartment. Izuku says, "Mom, what's wrong?" As Inko looks back with pure hatred, looming towards Izuku and says, "Shut up, you stupid child. You're useless to me. I'm not your mother." As Inko goes into the house and slams the door right in Izuku's face and locks it. Izuku starts crying and says, "Why does this have to happen to me?" As he goes to the playground right around the corner from the apartments. Once he gets there, he sees Bakugo and says, "Hey, Izuku, what's your quirk?" As Izuku sniffles and says, "Oh, I'm quirkless." As Bakugo starts to say, "You stupid quirkless Deku. I'm gonna start calling you Deku now because you're useless." As Izuku runs off crying. He ends up finding himself lost inside a forest as he continues to walk around crying, all up until he finds a cave almost calling towards him. He walks into the cave and sees a huge glove sitting on some type of mantle, as he can almost hear voices in his head saying, "Take it, take the gauntlet." As Izuku reaches towards the gauntlet, as it somehow flies towards him, shrinks down and wraps around his hand. As Izuku screams in shock, "What? How would this happen?" As Izuku sees a vision of Thanos saying, "This is the Infinity Gauntlet, child. It holds the greatest power in all the universe. I suggest you learn how to handle it, as it clearly chose you as its next holder." "What does this all mean?" Izuku said, as Thanos just says, "You'll learn in dear time, child. Just wait." As Izuku walks out of the forest and sits down, waiting for what's going to happen. As he waits, he gets an idea, almost like a vision of what he could do. He uses the Infinity Stones to take the resources from the environment and create himself a home. As he sees that many of the trees were cleared out, as he now sees a log cabin inside his house, a log cabin right where he was just standing. Next, he decides that he's hungry and decides to use the Infinity Gauntlet once more to get himself resources. He snaps his fingers, and almost instantly the resources come flying towards him as Izuku cooks something, as his mom always taught him how to cook. The next 10 years, Izuku spent training to become a hero. He didn't use the Infinity Gauntlet as much as he could have, as he didn't want to become reliant on it, dependent on the Infinity Gauntlet's powers to bring him what he wants. He wants to be strong-willed and strong, so if he ever loses the Infinity Gauntlet, he won't lose 100% of his capability. He's foraged and hunted for many different things instead of just hurling the Infinity Gauntlet or thinking of food and snapping to bring it there. Izuku ends up going to the UA entrance exam where he barely passes the written exam as he used the Infinity Stones to somehow give him strength in mind and smartness as he goes to the practical exam. Once there, he sees that everyone lined up as one strange kid yells at him for bringing some type of glove as Izuku just says, "It's my cork," as the kid backs off. After this, Izuku walks up to the UA entrance exam and waits. And soon as a couple minutes pass, the doors open as Izuku runs in. He clenches his hand into a fist and pushes it back and then throws it forward, creating a ray of colors, absolutely obliterating all of the robots that were standing right at the front, as the kids are just shocked at the pure power of this somehow gauntlet. All the teachers stand up in their seats are like, "What the hell is that thing? How the hell is he so strong with that weird glove?" As Izuku continues to destroy robots very, very easily. And if one robot got even close to him while he was firing the beam of power at other robots, he'd just use his fist and punch the robot in the metal, leaving an indent of his fist, just showing the pure training that he did to become so strong enough to do that. The teachers see this capability as they say we must give him more 0-pointers to make it harder for him, as he's clearly going to be able to obliterate them. As Nezu says, "Already thought of that," as Nezu turns to a red button and then turns to an even bigger red button, opens up a hatch and smashes the button as 5 0-pointers appear right in front of Izuku. As he looks on in shock, just says, "Well, I probably shouldn't use the beam to destroy that. That could cause havoc, so why not just snap them out of existence?" As Izuku snaps, and all of a sudden, the 0-pointers start crumbling away as the teachers just look at him. With the power of a snap, he was able to destroy 5 0-pointers? How strong could this kid possibly be? As Nessie just laughs and says, "Well, at least he's on our side." As they all nervously laugh and say, "Yeah, right, uh-huh." As Izuku walks off, as all the kids try and compliment him on his power, it says, "Don't care." As he walks off, as all the kids follow him to see that he's walking towards the forest. One of them, being Uraraka, runs up to him and says, "Thank you for saving me, and where are you going? Why are you walking towards the forest?" Izuku just sighs and says, "Just follow me." As they walk for around 5 miles, only to see Izuku's log cabin in the middle of the forest. Uraraka is like, "Wow, this thing's cool." As Izuku just says, Yeah, I know. Pretty cool." As Uraraka says, "What are you doing out here? Shouldn't you be with your parents?" As Izuku just laughs and says, "Oh, my mom abandoned me because I was corkless. So I don't think I should be doing that. I don't think I should even be near my mom. I'm not even sure what happened to my dad." Interesting. Very interesting. As Uraraka says, "Yeah, that's interesting. I'm already so far away from my house, and I think I missed the bus. Do you think I could just stay here?" Izuku just sighs and says, "Sure, there's a guest bedroom over there." As Uraraka opens the door and just looks down and says, "This is a closet." as Izuku just says, yeah, here's a blanket and a pillow. As the day ends. And that's where I'm going to leave it off, guys. Thank you all for watching. This kind of sounds similar to What If Deku had Jiren's powers, but not. Please tell me all the powers of the Infinity Stones down in the comment section below, as I'm still learning them. And thank you all for watching, and goodbye.